Hi there. If you're the owner of a reactive dog, making holiday plans can be very difficult. There's a lot for you to consider. Now, if you have a dog that's reactive, it's probably best to try to leave your dog at home if possible and find somebody who will maybe house sit with your dog so that your dog has the least disruption possible, feels safe in his normal environment. Sometimes it isn't possible to arrange that, or to arrange for your dog to stay with another family member, and sometimes the only option is for the dog to come with you on holiday. But often, where you're staying on holiday won't allow you to leave the dog in the property that you're staying in, and probably your dog's not comfortable with that either. So in these cases, people often do take their dogs out with them, and when they go in to have a meal somewhere, they might leave the dog in the car. Now this year, as you're probably aware, it's really hot, and that isn't going to be a safe option for your dog this year. So it might be worth trying to find out in advance where you're staying, who might be able to maybe sit with your dog whilst you actually go out and have a meal. That's one option. You can contact vets or the holiday provider and see if you can get somebody to do that for you. Now that might work if your dog is actually just uncomfortable around other dogs, but if your dog's uncomfortable around strangers, that's not really going to work for them. So you might actually be left with only one option, and that is to take your dog into the restaurant or pub with you. Now that's not to be undertaken lightly, and before you do that, I would suggest what you should do is make up a big sign that you can display saying, "No, my dog doesn't want to say hi." Go into the pub or restaurant at a quiet time of day, find a nice corner space so that your dog's sitting in the corner, and use bags to stack around them and make a nice wall for your dog. Make sure your dog's wearing a muzzle. If you want advice on how to train your dog to wear a muzzle, there's a brilliant video. If you go into Google and type in domesticated manners, muzzle training your dog, you'll see a wonderful video showing you just how to do that. But please don't take risks. If your dog bites somebody whilst you're out, it is a criminal matter, and you don't want that to spoil your holiday or to injure somebody. So if you do take your dog with you, as I said, make a big wall around your dog with bags, big sign, "No, my dog doesn't want to say hi," a muzzle, maybe a tube of squeezy cheese spread so that you can keep squeezing that into the dog's muzzle, so your dog's having a nice time as well whilst you're actually having your meal. As you take your dog in, huddle the family around your dog, and as you go out, huddle the family around your dog so nobody can suddenly lean forward and try to pet your dog, or nobody's dog can suddenly rush out at them. I know how difficult that is because I've actually been in that situation before, and sadly lots of people just don't consider that they shouldn't go up to other dogs whilst you're actually in an eating place. Now actually I think it's quite rude when you're having a meal and somebody comes up and tries to pet your dog. It's actually very rude, but people do it. So you need to be brave and tell people to keep their distance. When the restaurant is going to serve up your food, maybe ask them if they can call you so that you go over and collect the food so you haven't got a stranger coming up to your table. Make it as comfortable as possible for your dog. And if you aren't an owner of a reactive dog, you might be one of those lucky people who has a dog that's totally relaxed. Please do bear in mind you should not let your dog approach other dogs when you're in a restaurant or in a pub. Not all dogs are comfortable with it, and you certainly shouldn't allow your children to climb under tables after dogs either. So please keep your children and dogs safe when you're on holiday. Don't let them interfere with other dogs that are on holiday, and keep everyone safe. I hope that's been helpful for some of you, and I hope you have a great summer. Take care now.